So I have not been a fan of third-party controllers for current generation systems in the past. Typically, it's a quick cash grab. The quality sucks. Yeah, the price will be cheaper, but there'll be missing features, all that kind of stuff. And that's been kind of where it's at with the third-party controllers I've experienced for the Nintendo Switch. The Pro controller, the official one, I believe the MSRP is like $70. You can usually find them on sale for around $60 now, but that's still a lot of money. Definitely a great controller. I love this. But when you're looking for, having a spare controller or maybe a controller for friends to use, family members, your kids, and you really don't want to put that kind of money in a controller that might get beat up and not taken as care of as you do, you look for those cheaper options. And today, I think we may have found the best alternative and the cheapest alternative Nintendo Switch Pro controller out there. This thing goes for $25, and today we're taking a look at it. I'm going to show you the features, share my opinions and thoughts on it, give you some of the pros and cons, because I do have a little bit to say on both, but here she is, $25, motion sensor and NFC, and it has rumble. Amazing, right? So not just that, but I do have an extra one. I've been sitting on these for a while. Just kind of got stuck in a stack of products that I've been meaning to review and kind of lost track of time and lost track of products. But we will be giving one away. Give you some details in a moment on that. But this is how it ships. Pretty basic box. Almost looks similar to, the Nintendo version box. But there it is. Tells you, what buttons are on there. What comes in the box. You do get a little manual and then a USB-C cable. Nice stuff. So here's what we got. The Nexus Switch, I'm just going to call it the Pro controller. So this thing, comparing it to the original, you can see the buttons are about the same size. They don't sit up quite as high as an original controller. The analogs are about the same size, just textured differently. Button placement is going to be the same as far as the minus and plus, the capture and the home button. So that's a good thing. You do have one additional button here, and that is a turbo button. So that's pretty cool. It's actually turbo and auto fire, like a rapid fire, where it just automatically, whatever button you assign, it just keeps pressing it if you don't have your finger on it. I thought that was kind of neat. But there's that. The main difference that I see, besides the style's a little different, but just the main difference is the D-pad size. I actually find the D-pad on this Nexus controller a bit more comfortable. Oops, I'm like registering stuff there. Than the original Pro controller. This is a little stiff. This just, it feels a little less stiff than the original. And this is day one. I've had this for a while, so I've worked it in a bit, but I do feel this D-pad kind of edges out the D-pad on this one just a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. You do have your L and R, your ZL, your ZR, and then your USB-C for charging. There's the back of the controller. Just kind of comparing to both of them there. Very similar style as far as the ZL and ZR. Same thing with, for the most part, all the buttons are the same size and whatnot, other than the standard L and R. It's a little slimmer on the Nexus, but they feel fine. You can see they're kind of, I would almost say like 30% smaller or slimmer anyway. So there's that. The original controller has, this nice grip on it that has always felt good to me. Really dig that, but we're setting that aside for now. This one, it's just straight plastic. It does have a little texture to it, and it feels fine, but it would have been nice to have that kind of rubberized grip a little bit. Some people actually don't like that because it wears off over time. But with the Nintendo Switch, it's not a rubberized grip. It's just plastic, but it's just the way it's textured feels a little better. It's a little bit different plastic than the rest of the controller, but you get your ass back over there. So this one's kind of, not exactly the same. The grip is the same texture as the rest of the controller, other than the indentations around it. It still feels good. It feels great to me. So I do want to show you some features of the controller. I want to show you it working. Power on, you hold the home button and it powers on. it's showing that it's player 2 because I do have the other one on. So we'll change the grip order. There we go. So this controller is going to have all the same features. Even when I did all that, there's a little rumble in here. And the pretty cool thing, the manual goes over all of this. You can adjust the rumble strength. So motors, vibration adjustment only for Switch. You can use this, it's a Bluetooth controller. You can use it on various other systems, but I want to share my experience with the Switch. You could use it wired on a PC if you want. A lot of different options with that, but you would hold the D-pad up and the plus button for 3 seconds. And I guess you would hit the plus button again and it would boost it up. It defaults to 100%, but if you want to lower it, you would D-pad up plus the minus button for 3 seconds and it'll lower it. So there's 4 different levels, 100%, 70%, 30, and 0. So you could turn it off if you just don't like rumble. A few other things tells you about the charging indicators. What else is on here? They do have some notes that don't make sense. They actually state that this doesn't have NFC, but it does, and I'll demonstrate that in a moment. But that's about it. We don't really care. We do care because we got to know how to sync this to your system, right? To your Nintendo Switch. Turn on your Switch console, select controllers, go to change grip order, simultaneously press and hold the Y button and home button on the controller for 3 seconds, and it'll sync. You only have to do that one time. That's the initial setup. Any other time you turn it on using the home button, you turn it off with the home button just by holding it. Once you turn it on, you just press a button and it's resynced. So there's that. But I do want to demonstrate the NFC working. So we've got Legend of Zelda playing. I do have these Amiibo cards. I stopped collecting Amiibos because it got out of hand, guys. It got out of hand. I'll see if I could find where I bought these from. This is like the complete Legend of Zelda set. I thought these were pretty cool. Every single one of them. You get the benefits in Breath of the Wild, whatever else you want to use these for. But if I can remember where I got them, I'll post a link. But here we go. Let me go ahead and and there's your motion. Actually, let's pull out. As you can see, motion works just fine. No problems with that. That's a definite bonus. I've used a lot of third-party controllers for the Switch because I have kids. I've bought the Power A ones, the Hori ones. The Power A ones I do not like. The buttons wind up getting stuck, and it's just garbage. I don't like them. And they do have wired and then wireless ones. I don't like the Power A ones. My kids use them all the time. If I try using them, it's just, I'm out of it. The Hori one is not bad, but it's also not great. This I'd much prefer. $25. Holy hell, right? So let's get the Amiibo thing going. So it's like a new save file. I haven't played this in a while. I believe you could just, there you go. We got Epona, I believe. Can barely see my screen. But you saw that worked. I just put it behind. I don't even know where the reader is. I don't even know where the reader is in the original controller. But on this, if I just put the card or the tag or the actual Amiibo behind it, it works. If I put it like up here, it works. So, whatever, right? Let's try another one. I don't know what any of these do, but let's pull them out. Aim where we want that to be dropped. Come on. There it goes. I just wasn't patient. We got the wolf. Awesome. So there you go. The buttons, if I'm trying to show you, the letters are kind of molded into it. I actually kind of like that style. It looks pretty neat. A, B, X, Y. The analogs feel really good too. Everything feels legit. The buttons, everything's like perfect to me. If this was what was originally released by Nintendo, I wouldn't be mad. That's pretty awesome to me. It does feel slightly lighter than this, The main reason I would believe is maybe the HD rumble that they use in this weighs more than the rumble motors they used in this. I'm not 100%, but it's not a crazy difference, but I can tell that this weighs slightly less than the original one. But yeah, the analogs, everything feels good. The D-pad, like I said, I really like the D-pad. That works great. But let's go ahead and demonstrate the turbo function. Let me see if I remember exactly how to do that. Turbo button's right here. Let's go ahead and get into an NES Classic game. Test that out, show that, and then I'll explain to you what to look out for as far as getting a chance to win one of these brand new. So turbo button. All right, let me see. What's the, well, I mean, I guess the game already has where you hold the button, but you would hold turbo, hit the button that you want, and then if you did it again, it would just go straight to rapid fire. As you see, I'm not pressing a button. It's just rapid firing. But let's get out of this game. Let's hold it again, press the button to turn off rapid fire or turbo. So let's go ahead and get out of that. Find something that we'll just jump around to see the turbo button work. Super Mario Brothers. Hold turbo, press A. Now we got turbo. Pretty cool stuff. So I really highly recommend these controllers for 25 bucks. I know there's a lot of options out there, but I am damn impressed with these. I wish I would have realized I had these a while ago. I forgot all about them. So I did recently buy a couple new Pro controllers, and I would have really been happy just using this. But there you go. Really, the only cons I could see is I do wish the grip was a little different. But I mean, not different, but textured a little differently, because I have gotten used to holding these. And I mean, maybe that's not even that big a deal. It's not even a real con. It feels fine. It's not slipping around or anything. You know, the buttons are about the same. The ZL and ZRs, they kind of lip up on the original, if you could see that. Whereas on this, they barely lip up, like not much at all. But they feel fine. I mean, I can't really think of any other cons. Like, I'm not really thinking of any cons at all. This is something that, you know, I always prefer third party. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I have this, so I'm going to use this. This right here is going to my kids because they've been using those Power A controllers. And my daughter's getting pretty competitive in Splatoon, and giving her a more quality controller than the crap she's been using, definitely recommended. So just wanted to share this with you guys. To win one of these, I have one that I'm going to give away. Just follow me on Twitter. I'll make a post on there. That's the easiest way I could do it. That way I can easily communicate with you guys, since YouTube, about a year ago, has done away with messaging on YouTube. So that's really one of the best ways that I can do it. Follow me on Twitter. I'll have some instructions there on some kind of tweet. So take a look at that. We'll be doing the giveaway a week from now, announce the winner, and I'll send this off to you. So really do appreciate it, guys. Really do. With that said, I will catch y'all next time. Peace out, bye-bye, and boom. Bye. Whoa.